seriously about some short-term psychotherapy. It's not just about being put on a pedestal. There's also the guilt. I mean, I feel a lot of responsibility for that poor woman being carted off to the booby hatch. Sure, she was no prize as a wife, and her husband had to put up with her carping for decades. But let's face it, the husband was no George Clooney. And the man had no appreciation whatsoever for the antique roses his wife tended so lovingly in the garden. The husband let the whole yard go to pot after his wife was gone. And having become a bit of a gourmand, I truly missed the woman's delectable flower beds. When I agreed to the husband's little hide-and-seek paper, I thought it all was to be innocent fun. He didn't tell me about the straitjacket and the booby hatch. Some nights, the pitiful screams the wife emitted as she was carted away still echo in my mind. And I truly hope the asylum that became her final home allowed the poor woman a small plot to plant and weed. But let's get back to my own need for therapy. I just feel that I have too many issues to deal with. The guilt, the striving for perfection, and then there are the metaphysical and ontological questions. I mean, people are still debating whether unicorns exist. Now that really damages my self-esteem. I must say that the summer's heat and humidity added a new intensity to my angst, and I knew it was time to see a bit of the world, time to find a good shrink. I screwed up my courage and trotted off my pedestal. Geez, it was nice to feel my hooves on the ground, to kick up a little dirt, as it were. I wasn't far from Columbus's main library, so I headed there to bask in the air conditioning and peruse the yellow pages for a unicorn-friendly therapist. After all, not any therapist would do. I was looking for a non-Freudian. I certainly didn't need to hear some sexual psychobabble about that horn sticking out of my forehead. Wow, have you seen those topiaries at the deaf school party? I stopped by there on my way to the library and saw shrubs recreating Surratt's wonderful painting of a lazy Sunday afternoon. Shrubs designed to look like people, like dogs, like boats. What an impressive sight it is. Or should I say, what an impressive sight it was. I mean, I've been on a pedestal for years. I was hungry. And for future reference, may I point out that there are some marvelous unicorn tapestries that would be awesome as the basis for some future topiaries. Anyway, as I nibbled my way at a shrub depicting a lady with a parasol, I was approached by a winsome dark-haired woman who introduced herself as Karen. You look a bit depressed, Ms. Karen said. What's the matter? I didn't wait for a psychiatrist. I blurted it all out to Miss Karen as she ate a late lunch of low-fat mango yogurt and seedless grapes. First of all, said Miss Karen, as she handed me a grape, perfection is boring. If you were perfect, you wouldn't have left your pedestal, and I would never have met you. As for your guilt issues, you just have to let them go. When I was in Catholic school, a nun once told me that guilt was a luxury, a sign of self-centeredness. If you're feeling guilty, you're thinking of yourself and your own emotions, Sister Teresa Josephine used to say. Expand your world. Think about others. I wanted to tell Miss Karen that I was thinking of others. In fact, I was thinking about what a kind and lovely maiden she was. I rested my head in her lap, and she petted my nose. Finally, Miss Karen said, how do any of us know if we exist? Descartes said, cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am, but his arguments were a bunch of baloney. As for me, I think I exist because these grapes taste sweet and juicy, because the wind feels soothing as it blows through my hair, and because I think I see a gleam in your eye. Yes, I said, snuggling closer to Miss Karen, it's as Lewis Carroll once wrote, now that we have seen each other, if you'll believe in me, I'll believe in you. I looked up at Miss Karen's big brown eyes. I'm ready to go back to Thurber House now. Will you walk me home? Of course, said Miss Karen, and we strolled off into the sunset. That's quite a horn you have, Miss Karen noted as we drew near to my pet. That's quite a horn you have, Miss Karen noted as we drew near to my pedestal. I wonder what Freud would say about it.